Sadnam aloha, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. If you can put your name and where you're logging in from, that would be great. If you are called, of course. Okay, so this is about the Mars, Uranus, and North Node conjunction, which is a big deal. So let me just bring up my slide here. And there we go. So that's the exact day. It's going to be actually a couple days, this conjunction. But the first thing I want to say is, and you may have heard of it if you follow astrology, right? There's a lot of astrologers lots of astrologers out there talking about it. I wanted to share a dream, actually, that I had last night. I think this will help some people. In the whole sign system, I've got North Node conjunct Venus in the 12th house, plus the moon's in the 12th house too. So dreams are really important to me. So I had a dream that I was in this pillar. It was like a pillar, but it was filled with water. So it was like an aquarium, but it was an oblong shape and very, very high, like miles deep, filled with water. And I was with somebody else. We were working. We were at the bottom, at the very, very bottom. And she started to swim away. I don't know who it was. She had like long fair hair. But I saw her and I could see that she went unconscious, midway. So I have to save her. And how am I going to do this? Because it's so long, right? I'll have to grab her by the waist and swim up. And then I thought, well, maybe there's ropes here and I'll do it this way. And that won't work. And then the bottom was like a doorway. And it's like, well, maybe I could, force that door open and we could get out that way. And then I caught myself. It's like my intuition came through, because the fear was too that I'm going to run out of oxygen too very soon, right? I don't have much time. The pressure. And then my intuition bubbled through, and it's like, you're fine. Like, you're breathing fine. And it was true. It's like, oh, I'm breathing just fine. That doesn't make any sense. I should be out of oxygen by now. And I started remembering my power, right? And then, of course, it was really easy to get us both out then, right? Because I was in my power. But she had forgotten her power. She'd forgotten how powerful she was and started to believe, right? The fear, and then the thoughts coming up that keeps us out of our power. This amnesia that we're all under. We've forgotten who we truly are. And so there was that message, because I was so calm, right? I was so calm. And the insight that I had was like, oh, all these experiences that I've had leading up to this time in my life have really served me. And that's what I was drawing upon, and having this gratitude in my dream of all the challenges that I've gone through, right? That's brought me to this point, ready for these big changes that are coming for the Aquarian age. And also not to go into sacrifice, right? Because a hot second there, I'd forgotten my power trying to save somebody else. And we can't save anybody else, right? She had to come to me. I couldn't go to her. She had to come to me. And this is this whole teaching about that we've got to be a lighthouse, like a light onto ourselves, and let those people come to us, in terms of consciousness, reaching for us in consciousness. So I guess the message here is just to remain calm. Whatever is coming soon, and these planets are showing us that we're going to experience some upsets, but it's all about getting us back on track, the right trajectory for us, right? And you're in tune with your intuition when you remain calm, right? When you remain calm. When you're in a panic state, it's like you're listening to the ego, right? The ego. Somebody said that they were triggered by me using the word worm tongue. And I forgot to reply. I'm sorry I didn't reply. I forget who commented about this. But you have to look at who's getting triggered. The ego does not like to be called out at all, right? And not in a lot of new age teachings are like, you've got to work with your ego, and your ego is positive, and it's a really good thing. And it's like, that's new age teaching and infiltrated by ego, right? So the ego, this is our worst enemy. This is our worst enemy right now, is the ego on the spiritual path, because it's duality. It's keeping us away from this, our greater awareness and who we truly are, you know? But you can use it. I use my ego, because when my ego starts flaring up, I know I'm on something. I'm on something big, you know? Like, oh, there's a doorway here that my ego does not want me near. And it's like, what's behind that door? That's how I work with my ego. It's like he's showing me, right? My ego is showing me what's keeping me away from my power, right? And he's trying to keep us away from our power. It's the duality, right? Ego is about the duality. When you're in this, you know, you're in that fear state and you're listening to him. That was what I was kind of doing. I was getting strategic and logical in that dream. That wasn't serving me. That wasn't my true intelligence. And it's also showing us that the things have changed. Our old ways of being have changed. We've got new laws coming in. This is divine law. The last 2,000 years have been ruled by the ego, right? All about competing and scarcity and separation. We're moving into a whole new paradigm for the people that are destined to go into this new age of Aquarius, you know? So that was another thing. It was like, oh, I can breathe here. I can breathe here. It went against, I mean, it's not literal, like we're not going to need oxygen anymore, but I'm talking metaphorically that things have changed. So we have to open up to the new, right? These new divine laws, these new ways of being. And that means to be able to let go and be flexible. So this is what this conjunction is really showing us. So here's the chart. Okay, so it's for a couple days. You're going to start to feel it, like as we come closer to the weekend. So we've got Mars. You can see there Mars 2.6, and then we've got Uranus 2.6, and then the North Node's flip, right? And that's 2.6. So the North Node represents our destiny. This is where we're called to go, individually and collectively. Okay? And then Mars is like our willpower, it's action. Whenever you see Mars, it's a personal planet, so you're going to see some event on the external happen, right? And then you've got Uranus, which is the great awakener, right? It rules the zodiac sign of Aquarius, and this is about liberating. It's about liberation. But the ego is like, yeah, I love liberation, right? No, I get to do whatever I want. And it's like, no, it's liberation from this, from your ego. That's what Uranus is doing. It's liberating you from your ego, you know? You have to remember the ego is like a parasite, and the parasite needs the host. That's you, right? You're the host, right? Your energy is the host when you give all your attention to your ego. But the host doesn't need the parasite, right? The host does not need the parasite at all. The parasite needs the host. So this is what we have the potential of being liberated from, is our egos. And we, like I said before in other videos, we have to get used to living in this state of no mind, you know, that we can operate quite fine without our ego, right? We're moving from this physical awareness system, moved into the mental awareness system. This is evolution. I'm talking evolution right now, what we're going through, right? This is experiencing life through the mind, through duality, this and that. And then we're moving into the emotional body. So when you're in doubt of like, I feel so stuck in my life and nothing's changing, and I feel like the universe has me in a vice grip, go to your emotions. What are you feeling right now? That's where you go to. Don't go up Don't be up here in the mind. The mind's not going to get you out, right? We're leaving the mind behind, and we're going into a whole new awareness system, right? The solar plexus awareness system, spirit awareness, experiencing life with unity, oneness. And this goes right to the two, right? That Uranus, Mars, and the North Node are in the two. So it's about feeling your emotions, right? Feeling your emotions. And usually it's about this feeling of powerlessness. It goes back to the child, right? 0 to 7 years old. That's the only thing that's blocking your emotional body from mutating and evolving is the 0 to 7 years old. These are all just all stuck emotions from your childhood. And all you do is feel them. You don't need to go into the fancy therapeutic systems and this and that, because that's more mind. You need to just feel them. And that means going to the root. I'm feeling really afraid now. It's like, well, let yourself feel afraid. That's all you have to do. It's like, I'm feeling really afraid now. And all you have to do is just sit, do some long, deep breathing, allow it to be there, and it starts to move. Emotions means energy in motion. And then you start to feel the fear, right? And then the story will come later. And it's the story, oh, my mother abandoned me when I was 5 years old, and I was in the mall and I was lost and I was really afraid. And it's just an echo, right? It's just an echo of that time. And then you feel it, right? And then you go into this space, right? You start to expand in your awareness. You move more and more away from the ego. The ego is trying to keep you away from evolving, right? The ego is about taking you away from evolution. It's not taking you towards evolution because it knows that it's up. It has to go for you to evolve and to grow and to expand, right? It's got to get smaller and smaller and smaller. But this is where the peace is. This is where the happiness is. This is where all the joy is, right? When we do this emotional work. So when in doubt, just feel. And that's all you do. And you go into here, and then your mind is clear. It's not like we don't use our mind anymore, but we put it in the correct position, right? Mind is for communicating and for playing and researching, right? It's just a window. That's all it is. It's a window. Our mind is a window. Which I wanted to just talk. I haven't talked about the neutrinos. That's in my one of my programs, like the how to read your chart. I think it's in there. And it's in the 2027 too. I talk about this 2027 mutation webinar series. So it's the shadow of dislocation, and that's about feeling lost. And the gift is orientation and unity. And the two, you see the heart there, that's coming right off the G center. Okay, that's that center shape there. And I like to look at the shenanigans that are happening here with Dr. Evil. They're all like, where is it? Oh, I'm in the way. I see. Okay. Can I move me? Okay. Just bear with me here. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. Let's put me over here. Okay. So this is from the World Economic Forum. What's great is they have to put it all out there, right? It's all out in the open, their agenda and what they're up to. This is the global elites, right? Which is all the play of the consciousness, right? We need this duality to realize that, no, we don't want this dystopian, right, storyline. And the two is all about our storyline. So this guy, Klaus Schwab, right, the World Economic Forum, right, is wants to block out the sun using a raft of bubbles the size of Brazil in outer space, and all to allow scientists to control the climate. So this is the new hoax that's coming, right? So we did you're going to be a pincushion for Big P, World War III, and now, okay, let's bring out the climate. It's all part of their agenda. It's like they're totally open about it, right? So this is going to lead to more lockdowns, climate lockdowns, and more taxes, because it's all about siphoning off the energy of the people that are actually working, right, from their labor, right? And, I'm not going to go too much into detail. It's all out there if you want to go down the rabbit hole, what the agenda is. But what could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong to block out the sun, right? The sun is very, very powerful. And let's see here. Oh, what happened here? Is the neutrinos. Let's do this. There we go. You can see that. Okay. So, and if you've ever done sun gazing, I was thinking about that today. I did sun gazing when I lived in Sedona, Arizona. I can't really do it here because the weather is too, it's too fluctuating, right? The clouds are moving because of the trade winds and stuff. But Sedona, Arizona, you could count on the sun, right? The sun being out. I used to do eye gazing after my meditation. And apparently Jesus taught the disciples that this was a powerful way to spiritually enlighten. So I gave it a try. I did it for a month. So you start off small, right? And it's just as the sun is rising in the morning. You don't do it when it's like full on in the middle of the afternoon. But, right, you keep your eyes open and then you just meditate, go into a place of no thought, and then just let the rays of the sun come through the eyes, which is like a no-no, right? It's a no-no. This is like never stare at the sun. Whenever they're saying never, that's when I always like, oh, I wonder why they don't want us doing that. Well, because it's very powerful, eye gazing. So I started off small and ended up doing 30 minutes, 35 minutes at a time. And it was incredible. It was an incredible experience. And I found, definitely got really, really ungrounded. Like that was one. But I had Kundalini yoga to ground me. My hunger went way, way down. I was barely needed to eat, that was really fascinating, right? And the thing too with the eating, what we really want, because we're solar beings. If we have like a father, it's the sun. Right? This is what we're going to discover in the Aquarian ages. We're solar beings. What we're really craving in the food is actually the solar energy. That's what we're really eating and consuming, is the solar energy that's contained within the density of the food, right? And I'm sure I met a breatharian myself that apparently she didn't eat, from Bali. She didn't eat for 10 years. She just drank water and that's it. And she survived just fine because she had so much food sensitivities that she didn't eat it. So this is another future thing because, our ways of eating are going to radically change. We're not going to be able to digest meat like the new children that will be born in 2027 plus. They're not going to be able to digest meat, like biologically unable to, right? So the sun contains information, right? And this information, it's called neutrinos. So a neutrino is a subatomic particle that can travel through solid objects, right? Through solid objects. But what's really interesting, it has weight. So that means it's carrying information. So right here, this slide, right? 65 million neutrinos passing through your thumbnail right now and every second, right? So this is the program or the self-organizing force, right? That's at work, that's orchestrating everything. The ancient term for neutrino would be prana or chi, right? So this is what this chart's based on, right? Is the neutrinos. These neutrinos correlate to a planet, and then they correlate to the I Ching, one of the 64 hexagrams, right? And the I Ching. Just got, okay. Let me just move myself again, so I'm out of the way there. Yeah, so blocking the sun. Why do you think they're doing that? Because they know right? All this spiritual knowledge has been hidden from us. You don't think that they know? They totally know. There's so much information hidden in the bottom of the Vatican. That's where it all is. But the thing is, you can't hide this knowledge. Why? Because it's in our DNA. It's in our DNA. We're remembering. Spirituality is not about being taught anything. You're not, right? With spirituality, it's caught. It's caught. The fire starts to light up in one person, and it's like a log that's on fire. You just put the other log next to it. That's how spirituality is caught. It's not taught, right? It's a transmission. So this occult knowledge can't be hidden because it's inside each one of us, right? So we're in a period of remembering. We're remembering, right, who we are, and all the spiritual knowledge will start to come forward. So, right, they're just trying to stop it from happening, and that's what this blocking out the sun idea is about. To keep that information from reaching us. But there's the neutrinos. You can put all the space bubbles you want, right? Those neutrinos are subatomic. They move through solid objects. They're going to reach us, right? So this transit chart, these are the neutrinos guiding us, right, into the future, into our evolution. We just need to get out of the way, right? So, I don't want to get too much into the details. I don't want to overwhelm people with details. So here's the thing. So we've got the 2, right? The 2's coming off that G center there. Where's my mouse? The 2, right? Over there. So what's that? That's the magnetic monopole. That's why it's an important position. That's the 2, right? And so the 2... there's the magnetic monopole. There's the driver. So if you look at you as a limo, right? You as a limo, your vehicle that you've been born into, because you're a soul coming into the physical realm, right? You need your body. That's called the vehicle. And then the passenger, that's you, the observer. That's the awareness. So that would be this, right? You're the awareness, the observer. The observer, the I am. There's lots of different terms for it, right? So this is where you're supposed to be. The passenger is not the driver. So the ego tells you that you're the one driving. The ego's telling you that you're driving. You're the one driving. You're the one in control of your life. You're doing it all, right? With the help of the ego, listening to the ego, right? So, but that's not the case. So this is what we're learning now for the Aquarian age, that we're not really the drivers, right? Not really the drivers. That's the magnetic monopole. So you've been born already with this 2, and this is being activated right now. So what's the 2 doing? It's getting you on the right highway. So this is the thing, we can use our willpower. So say our trajectory is to go down to this, like Route 66, right? Across the country, across the USA. But you take some side roads. Well, I think I'm going to go over here and I'm going over there because I like it. I like it over there, the ego, right? Like go over this way. Well, the ego will say, well, you're lost, right? But are you really lost? Because you're in this vehicle, right? You can never be lost. That's the shadow. It's how you're perceiving your life right now. But the magnetic monopole, sure, you may have veered off from your destiny, right? Well, this Uranus North Node Mars conjunction is going to get you back on the highway where you're supposed to be, right? So it's the thing with the driver is that it may look like you're in Timbuktu and so far from where you're supposed to be, but you really aren't. If that makes sense. It's like, I love that quote. It's like, you'll meet your destiny on the road that you take to avoid it. I forget who said that, but it's brilliant. It's like, yeah, you can't avoid your destiny. You can't. The driver is driving. So it can look like I'm going to avoid my destiny by going down this road, but you can't avoid yourself. You can't avoid your destiny, right? It's like that story of that, you may have heard of this, that young man that was training for the Olympics, and this was his goal since he was a child, training every day, and finally the Olympics are going to come the next week. And then the week before, he gets hit by a car, right? So you could say, oh, that's tragic, right, that happened. He worked so hard and he didn't get to go to the Olympics. Well, what he ended up doing was going to the hospital, and the doctor that was caring for him ended up being his future wife, right? So there he is meeting his destiny, and they had children, and they completely went on this other trajectory, right? So you just don't know. That's what I'm saying with this, this Uranus-Mars North Node conjunction. You don't know. You just have to trust. If something like crazy happens to me in the collective, something crazy could happen with the collective, some crazy event happening during this time, it's to know that it's getting us on the right trajectory where we're supposed to be as a humanity and as an individual, right? Just to trust. The mind doesn't like that. The ego doesn't like that. It upsets and not knowing, and right? But you just need to go into trust during this time, that it's taking you into the right, into your destiny that you can't avoid. Okay. So that's how that works. And there's no stopping the neutrinos from pummeling us. Okay. And it's also bringing you into this new earth, right? So you want to be walking into the portal. That's where the driver's taking you. The driver, the magnetic monopole, is taking you right here, right? So it's only the ego that's saying that you're lost, right? That's the shadow state. Because the gift here is unity, right? The second gift is unity and orientation. Yeah. So shadow is just experiencing life through the frequency of fear, and through the mind and the ego. So the gift is orientation and unity. And the thing is, we're going to have the experience of unity, because this is our evolution. Our evolution. Where's that other slide? Right here, right? This right, this mutation that we're going through, spirit awareness. It's like this is the oneness. It's the awareness of the oneness. In the mind, the mental awareness system that we're in now, we see separation, right? That's all we see is separation and division, and I'm different than that person is them, and I'm me, and I'm separate from creation, I'm separate from nature. But spirit awareness is bringing us back into this oneness. But we've always been in this oneness. We'll always be in the state of oneness. It's like the wave. If you ever go to the beach, have you ever seen a wave hitchhiking? Like hitchhiking, they get, oh, I'm lost. I'm trying to find the ocean. You never see a wave hitchhiking, right? The wave is always connected to the ocean. So we're the same way. We're always connected to spirit, always connected to infinity. But it's just the shadow frequency and this mental awareness system that has us believe that we are separate, and we're not, right? So you can see that the gift of unity is just to surrender. It's about surrendering to your life right now. And we're that ocean, because we live in a sea of neutrinos, right? Of neutrinos. There's like, okay, that's your thumbnail, but the rest of your body too, you're being bombarded by trillions and trillions of neutrinos every second. That we live in this sea. We're in this ocean of neutrinos that is orchestrating everything for us as an individual and a collective. So it's about surrendering to that, right? And trusting where that sea, where the ocean is taking you, right? And this is where we can use our minds. Okay, we're the observer, right? But we can also use our, not our minds, our emotions, right? Our emotions are showing us, our hearts are showing us where to go. Our intuition is screaming at us right now, telling us where to go. And it's just about trusting. And it's going to be the unknown for everybody. It's not going to be familiar to anyone. This is the new age, the age of Aquarius. It's the future. It's Uranus. Uranus is all about the future, right? It's about the new. It's liberation from the known. Everything that you've known before is gone. It's disappearing. You know, we have to accept this truth that all these false, you know, institutions that promise security, right? They're going down like the Titanic that I talked about in my last video, right? All these institutions are going down, and we have to embrace the new, because the new earth is going to start to be created through each one of us, right? So it's really embracing the unknown during these times. Whatever is happening, you want to stay calm, right? You want to stay calm, and this will ensure that you're connected to your intuition, right? And you're just the observer, listening to your intuition, listening to your heart, listening to your emotions, right? Not the ones that are freaking. The freaking out, that means like I gotta go, unless like a tiger is chasing you, right? Then it's like, okay, that fear serves a purpose. It moved me to safety. But if it's just fear, like coming out of nowhere, and then the ego is there making up a bunch of stories, right? Well, what's going to happen if there's no money, or the banking system's down, and this and that? Like, well, how are you going to survive? It's all about survival. Don't listen to that. Like, go deeper inside you, right? Deeper inside you, and listening to your intuition, and knowing that you are the wave on the ocean. You're connected to everything. You're not separate, and the answers will come, right? Because you're connected to the whole. But it's going to be something new, something you haven't thought of before, something creative, something from the future. Uranus rules the future, right? Yeah. Before we get into the readings, I also wanted to talk about a little bit about well, maybe I'll do that another time, actually. I think it will come up in the readings, actually, that part. So let's, okay. Yeah. Well, and the sun is our solar plexus, and the solar plexus is going through a mutation. The sun is going through a mutation. The ancients told us that there'd be a lot of solar flare activities. That's a sign that where the times are shifting and changing. The sun is a big part, and Uranus are a big part of this evolutionary energy. So, Nam, everybody. 4 a.m. in Cyprus. Wow, you're up early. Pisces Maiden, and Jen and Robert. Vancouver Island and Nova Scotia, east and west. From Brazil, Satnam. From Derby, UK, Satnam Phoebe, and Angie B. 6-2 generator, Aquarian. Yeah, you're very Aquarian. All the 6 lines are very Aquarian. Okay, and Heather, Satnam, Jamie, Satnam, Washington State, M. Baines, Karen, Treble, in the woods in New York. Go for you. Okay, and then hello everyone. I cannot pronounce your name. Svetlana Kalava. Sorry. Oh, Phoebe Star had a dream that I was breathing underwater a few months ago. That's interesting, eh? Okay. Find love. We don't know what that is. That looks like spammers. Okay. Hi, everybody. C.A. Patterson, Satnam, and Rumi. Okay. So let's do... So it looks like there's some energy around doing events according to types. I noticed that the views were up high, so I'll probably continue. I might do one on this on Saturday, this Saturday. Okay. I just want to set up my slides before I get into this. I don't know what's going on here. bear with me, yeah. That's me. Zodiac. Yeah. There's usually a thing at the bottom. I don't see it though. Okay. I don't want to waste too much time on this. I just wanted to make sure my pictures are all set up so I can scroll around. Okay. Okay, so everybody has their sun, moon, and rising sign. Okay. Oh, the only other message that I got was because Aquarius rules technology, okay? Taurus, and we know that our whole economy, right, our financial system has to change, right? So it could look very chaotic before we're just to trust, right? It's like everything is coming right side up again. Aquarius rules technology, Taurus rules money, and Mars is some event, right? So it can be unexpected, some event on the material realm. So the information I got was just to withdraw some money, just to have some cold hard cash on you, which is a good idea to have anyway. That's what I do. I always have, you know, at least a couple hundred on, if you can afford it, right? That was the only information I got. But otherwise, don't go into fear, right? Because we don't want to be sending that frequency out, right? Because we're connected to everyone and everything. We want to be sending out trusting in the divine. Not trusting in your bank account, but trusting in the divine. Okay. Just want to make sure these are all set up here. Be present. Okay, good. Okay. So for the collective, it's going to be taking place in the 4th house, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So for the collective, it could be our sense of home. Like 4th house is about our home. It's about our mother, our mothers, who kind of represent that home for us. It's also about, with the 4th house, is about your roots, getting in touch with your roots. And it's Taurus, so it's about valuing your roots, valuing home, a sense of home. Your inner self, getting more in touch with your inner self. That's orienting to your inner self, to your family, because the 4th house is family too. People are going to start valuing their families more. Because that's the thing, right? It's like I think of Lord of the Rings, back to Lord of the Rings again. With if people have watched the series, you know the orcs, right? The orcs, they're created out of the dirt. They don't really have a soul, and they just do the, you know, Saruman's bidding. He's like the evil guy, head evil guy. I always thought, like, how can they get anything done? Because all they are egos, and egos are all about conflict and fighting with one another. Like, how can they even work in unity? So you got to look at it like that too, with these global elites. Do you think they can count on each other? They don't trust each other. That's why they got to be blackmailing each other, right? That's how they keep themselves in line. There's no trust there, right? If anything goes down, they'll be throwing the next one under the bus if they can, right? So that's why, right there, because they're so far against natural law and unity, that it's not going to come. It may come into fruition for a little bit, but it's not going to last. Yeah. So that's what I feel like. It's the valuing home, valuing those people that you have an emotional connection with, people you can really trust. That's who you want in your team right now. And it may or not be your blood family, right? So I'm talking family. Your chosen family, maybe. Okay, what is the collective? What's the ego telling the collective here? What's the ego telling the collective? Control. Control. So trying to control their emotions, right? The fourth house is all about the emotions. It's going to bring up emotions because we are evolving through the emotional body. There's no way out of this. This is the only way in. This is the mutation is happening at the solar plexus, and that's our emotional body, right? So trying to control. And how do we control our emotions? By trying to talk ourselves out of our emotions. Whatever our parents said to us, whatever our mother, because our mother, our earthly mother, teaches us how to nurture yourself emotionally. So whatever she was doing, right? Kids watch their mothers like a hawk, and they model, right? Whatever their mother is doing. So if you saw your mother in some addictions, trying to control her emotions, eating, overeating, or drinking, and some, right? Drinking or doing drugs or shopping or staying busy or projecting onto other people, you're going to do the same thing, right? Yourself. So that's how we can control our emotions, but we can't anymore because they're like trying to control a tsunami wave. This is coming through the collective. We have to deal with our emotions. Yeah. Let's see what's the code for the collective in the fourth house. What's the collective? So you can see some emotional times coming. So you don't want to be afraid, but you also want to be with your eyes open, right? Like driving carefully, driving more defensively, taking your time, moving through life, not reacting to other people's emotional reactions. That's a lot of cards. Let's work with it. Okay, so you got the Tower card. It's called Transformation here, the Tower card. The Chariot, which rules cars, which is interesting. And then the Queen of Water. That's like the Queen of Cups. So this is saying to be loving with yourself and to others, right? The Queen of Cups is like she gives the most love. Out of all the tarot cards, she gives the most love. She gives the full cup of water, right? The full cup of emotions. So she's loving and she's giving and she's psychic. It's very intuitive, right? Because the second shadow gate is very, very intuitive, right? The second gate's very, very, very intuitive. It's the feminine. It's the feminine, primal feminine. Number one. Right, that's that's the self node, what we're letting go of. I'll do another video on this nodal axis here, but that's the masculine, right? Then one is the masculine, and then the two is the feminine. So embracing more of our feminine nature, with the collective has to do, but also to mother yourself and nurture yourself, not to be looking to others for that, but also to be this way out in the world. Like really, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, you could be the king of water if you want to, right? If you're a man, just compassionate, intuitive, patient, right? Because there's a lot of children on the planet. Like that's the truth. We're all growing up, becoming spiritual adults, but there's a lot of children in adult bodies, like right now, like traumatized children in adult bodies. And then you've got the Tower card. So this is sudden. This is a Uranus. Right? This is the Uranus card. This is life change. There's usually people falling from the tower. This one's different. It's like you're walking out. Walking. Like if you can feel the tower, whatever the tower is in your life that's falling apart, like a relationship, a job, a place of living, you know it's crumbling. You can feel it. Like, this isn't going to last much longer. It's like walk out the door. It's time to walk out the door. Because if you don't, this is going to be shaken and you'll be pushed out of the door, right? Onto your destiny. This is liberation, right? Realization. And then Chariot is movement. So we're going to see a lot of movement with the collective. Yeah. Yes, but to be loving to yourself and others. And let's see what the gift is here for the collective. In letting go of control. You know? When you got that energy, that's energy of change. And it's energy of change to bring us to our hearts, you know? Out of our minds and into our hearts. And to see what we like Taurus is about what we value. And it's home, whatever home means to you. Home doesn't necessarily have to be a physical place. It's a state of consciousness. Like people can make you feel like home, you know what I mean? Like home means being yourself, relaxed and being yourself. So it could be people like that are in that frequency of like, oh, I can really just be myself with these people. That's home. Or I'm doing this work that I love to do. That's home. I feel like I'm at home. You see, it's a frequency. That's the two. It's a frequency of home that I belong, right? To this creation. Okay, what's the gift for the collective? What's the gift for the collective, please? This one right here. Screaming. Screaming. Self-value. There we go. So valuing yourself. Perfect for the Taurus archetype, right? It's all about valuing yourself. Not listening to this anymore, right? These value systems of the ego are disappearing, right? They're going down. All these value systems that we've been taught and conditioned to believe, they're all going down. This is about valuing your higher self. This is spiritual value, right? And your emotions are going to let you know, right, what you don't value and what you do value for the collective there. Yeah, that's good. Very, very good for the collective. So it's all about all this change is getting to this self-value and to the Queen of Cups, to love, right? To love. Because that's the only thing that's real, is love, the frequency of love. Okay. Like that. So be sure to write in your sun, moon, or rising. And we'll kick it off with Aries this time, just to mix it up. With Aries. Okay. And did it come up? There's Aries. There we go. That's the chart. Just want to make sure you see everything there. Okay, Aries. So Aries, sun, moon, or rising, the ram is going to be taking place in the second house. So that's the natural ruler is Taurus anyway in the second house. So this is the way of earning money could be changing for you, Aries. Maybe having some upsets around money in your finances. Like losing money. You could be losing money or gaining money, gaining a windfall. Something happening, but remember not to get back and forth, Aries, right? And the only thing is the ego will bring you back and forth, back and forth. It's just to feel it. Because a lot of this money stuff is ancestral too, right? We've been taught, we've been conditioned, we've been brainwashed to look to money as our security. You know? We can't worship money anymore. It's the golden calf from the Bible, right? That's what money is, worshiping something that has no true value. It has no true value. It's just a piece of paper. So let's see. What does say for Aries with this conjunction? The thing is, Uranus has been in there for a while anyway, so you've been already working on this. This isn't, it's just if you haven't been working on it, it's going to be a shocker for people. So you got the projection card, projection, and that's shadow. So projecting your shadow, which clouds your perception. So in terms of this, I mean, the shadow is feeling lost. You may be feeling lost in how you earn money, and this is what the ego is telling you. You may feel lost financially. Because in some ways we're in this state, with we're not fully in the Aquarian age, we're not fully out of the Piscean age, and we're kind of in this middle place, as a humanity, that we really need to be patient with this process, So you could be projecting this feeling of loss onto your financial, right? Onto your financial, or attacking yourself, right? Like, I have no value, especially if you're in between, like something's fallen away, but something hasn't come in yet for you as an Aries. Let's see what the card is, the other card, to get a fuller picture of Aries. And then you've got Neptune in your 12th house with turbulence, so it's going to be an emotional time for you. So there could be some deep unexpressed emotions coming from your second house. Your finances. Right? It's looking at the world as a mirror. It's mirroring something back to us as a collective and then as an individual. Right? And money is one that it represents our sense of self-value. Okay. What's for Aries in the second house? In shadow. So it's shadow is fear, right? Just projecting your fear. And that's a great way to get at fear too, right? Is to see that money going, disappearing. But it's not about the money disappearing. It's about drawing out that fear that's already inside you, that's in your DNA. And you got the Ace of Earth. Right? You see that's a little boy, right? With his book. So the Ace of Pentacles, the Pentacles is all about money. So abundance, opportunities, resources. So this is saying to let go, whatever is happening in your life. If like, oh, I used to depend on this for my financial support and it's disappearing, like something happens in your life where it goes, let it go, because life is saying that there's a new opportunity that's coming to you about finances and abundance. It's more aligned with you, right? It's more aligned with that, with your driver, right? It's where your driver wants to go. The magnetic monopole, where it's taking you to a new opportunity. Yeah. And to watch this, not projecting this onto other people. They're greedy and they did this and they did that. It's like, no, that's putting the hand up to prosperity. It's to go inside, take it back. That's what shadow work is. Shadow is like, I got the arrow and I'm projecting it outward, but it's really coming from me, inside me. Shadow work is like, you got the arrow back and you're like, no, I'm putting the arrow back. It's like I'm going inside and I'm doing the shadow work myself. I'm not projecting my fears on the external or other people, right? So that's good news. It's saying that a new opportunity, because this is like, it's not just taking things away. It's taking things away that aren't aligned with you, this conjunction, but it's also bringing something new, like a new opportunity for you. That's what it's showing me, Aries. And then let's see what the gift is here, beyond the Ace of Earth. So it's something new, right? And we're looking at Uranus, everybody. This is for all the signs. It's futuristic. It's humanitarian, right? It's from the future. It's new, something new. So Aries, if you see this opportunity as something new and exciting, and Aries is the pioneer, Aries is going to be totally into it, right? Doing something new and exciting. Okay, what does Aries have to hear? What's the gift for Aries with this? What's the gift with Aries? That one's screaming. Abundance. Aries. You got some major stuff happening in the financial house. This is about your money, right? So you got the abundance card. Yeah. Right. So watch this, because this shadow can keep this abundance and this ace of earth coming to you when you project your shadow. Because whatever you send out into the world is going to come back. In the shadow, there might be a deep fear of, well, money is the root of all evil. We all have that as spiritual people. Money is the root of all evil. If you're sending that out, it's oh, okay. Aries thinks that money's evil, so let's not send anything to him then, or her, right? You want to watch that, what you're projecting around money. So a good idea during this time, Aries, is just to sit down, get your journal out, and start looking at your relationship with money. Like, go deeper with it. Like, go to the root of it. It's like, how do I feel about money? Watch your thoughts when you're around wealthy people, right? Watch what's coming out of your mouth when you see people that are really rich and wealthy, right? Because this is the shadow. This is the projection, right? Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's what I see. It's all going to work out in the end, no matter what it looks like. These shocks or surprises. Okay, let's go for Taurus. We're going to go for Taurus. And Taurus is the star of the show. Star of the show. Because you've got Mars, you've got Uranus, you've got the North Node all in Taurus. Getting you on the right track. Getting you on the highway you should be on. Okay, so this is all about your identity. So the other thing to look at too, because they're the nodes go in 18 years. So if you go back 18 years ago, like what's that, 2004? And this is about your identity because it's the first house. So you had some kind of identity shift, right, in 2004. So that could be, like, I'm a Taurus sun, Leo moon, Leo rising, Taurus sun, that I got married. I became someone's husband in 2004, and that completely shifted and changed my identity. I mean, we're not married anymore, but since 2012, but that was a huge identity shift for me, right? I became a teacher then as well, so that was another identity shift. So you want to look at that, like something, this conjunction is showing you that some kind of identity shift is happening for you for this next 18 years, So if you were a parent, let's say you were a parent, suddenly became a parent, then this is going to be coming to an end. And I know some mothers and fathers are like, I'll always be a mother, I'll always be a father, but you're not, because it changes, right? Because the child goes through all these developmental stages, and the child that's 18, 19, 20 is going to have different needs than when they were in a diaper. You know what I mean? Like, your role as a parent is constantly changing and shifting, right? And transforming. That could be transforming for you too. Or you've been in a marriage too that might be ending as well. Or a job or a place of living. Something's shifting and changing, but it's related to you and your identity and how you show up in the world. And just because it's in the seventh house, Scorpio, right, on the other end of it, it's saying that it could be a partnership, right? Because this is the year of this is the relationship years right now. It's got all the twos, 2022 numerology, and this is the twin flames, right? It's the year of the twin flames. So that could be changing, right? Maybe you've been single and single as a Pringle and just carefree, and has its own identity too. That may be shifting and changing. But it's all about getting you on your correct path. It's getting you towards your destiny. This has all been orchestrated, right? This neutrino stream orchestrated according to your chart, right? Just letting the vehicle take you where it needs to go, right? The energy is showing you where you need to go. So you can either go kicking and screaming or just willingly, I'm just going to surrender to life and where life's taking me. It's taking me somewhere wonderful. And that's what I find with my own life. It just keeps getting better and better and better when you do your work, when you do your inner work and surrender. Okay, what does Taurus need to know? So your appearance could be changing, right? Your whole ego structure is changing. And remember with the twin flames, it's not all romance and stuff with twin flames. It could be, that's part of it. But the major part is your awakening. It's about your spiritual awakening. So, and there needs to be an ego death, right, with twin flames for them to unite. Okay, what does Taurus need to... What does Taurus need to see? I'm seeing 2 cards for Taurus. 3 cards for Taurus. Okay. So hiding, I think Taurus got this before. This is hiding. So hiding, trying to hide from this change, this transformation that you're going through. And this is the fear of the greatness of your soul. So you're not showing up as your true self. So if you haven't been showing up as your true self and hiding behind a mask, well, this conjunction is going to like boot you out as your true self, right? And not playing small. This is like playing small to avoid the expectations of others. So that's what the ego is telling you, Taurus, right? Like don't show... especially if you were taught that as a child, like don't be bragging about yourself. Don't say anything good about yourself. This is this hiding, right? But, or going into grandiosity, and that's the ego. Whenever you're in grandiosity, it means I'm better than everybody else, or I'm the worst of everybody else. I'm special. I'm the best because I'm special because I'm the best. I'm special because I'm the worst. The greatness of your soul is something completely different. It has nothing to do with being superior or inferior, right? So taking the mask off, Taurus, or that conjunction is going to rip that mask off your face for you, right? Betrayal is the other one. So this is about you not betraying yourself, right? And you betray yourself by hiding yourself. Right? The 2 is about, this 2 is about doing your purpose, doing your soul purpose in this lifetime, right? And it's getting you on track for that, right? Your destiny. You're here for a reason on this planet. So this is about, not betraying yourself, being honest with yourself, and to know that everyone benefits, right? Everyone benefits in your life when you're following your intuition. Because the ego can tell you, well, you can't do that because what about these people in your life? They'll be hurt. How will they survive? Well, they're all in God's hands. Everybody's in God's hands, right? Everyone benefits. The whole of humanity benefits when you do your soul purpose, when you follow your intuition, when you follow your heart. Everyone benefits, right? That's just the ego trick, trying to keep you from your greatness, the greatness of your soul. The ego death. I'm almost positive Taurus got the ego death before, right? In the first house is all about the ego. That's all about him, right? The first house. I just want to talk about the twin flames again because this relates to the ego death. That because it's the seventh house, right? Is across the street from you for this. Scorpios are going to be really impacted by this as well as Taurus. That this is what has to happen, right? With the twin flame. If you haven't read researched the twin flame, it's really fascinating because this is our new spiritual path now that's coming for the Aquarian age. It's really started in 2017 and it's really gaining momentum, I've noticed. So this is the 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 in relationships. It's 1 + 1 = 11. 1 + 1 = 11. So this is the power of the twin flame relationships when they come together and they join forces because they're here for a purpose. And it's really interesting too with this 2, right? The number 2 again. And, and 2s represent relationships, right? Oh, where was I going with that? With the 2. Oh, that it's the gift of unity. It's the city of unity. So we're coming into this awareness that we're all one and we're all connected. But how we're playing this out right now are these relationships. This has been prophesized, right? These relationships, these Aquarian relationships or twin flames, you can call them too, that are emerging. It's all about unity. We're unifying. And the only way we can unify, right? Because the twin flames are teaching the rest of humanity. And there's a lot of them coming now, the twin flames. Used to be very, very rare to meet your twin flame in a lifetime. This is the one soul in the two bodies. The one soul in the two bodies is that there needs to be this ego death. The ego is what repels, keeps you from joining and merging. Because what happens with the twin flame, Taurus, is that twin flame, that person will show you your deepest wounding because they can, right? You've got the same resonance, the soul resonance. So they're going to, that's how it works. It's polarity. They're going to show you your deepest wounding, right? Because there's so much divine love there, right? So it's a reminder of when you were a child because we felt that as children. We were open-hearted. We felt that divine love. And then we got hurt. We got betrayed, right? We got betrayed by a caregiver. Could be like you were sexually abused, right? You were feeling this open, and then you were sexually abused by your father, like for example. I'm just throwing out examples. And then when you meet your twin flame, it's going to bring up all that wounding. It's like, I'm going to get hurt again. I'm going to lose control again, right? But the purpose of it is to bring you back inside. It's not really about the other person. It's about you going in and doing your own healing work, right? So it's a real gift. Like your twin flame is the one that's going to show you your deepest, deepest wounding. No one else on the planet can show you that deep wounding, right? And this is when the ego lets go. When you go deeper and deeper into your emotional work, right? The 0 to 7 years old. And then you're expanding here into here. And this draws the twin flames together, right? But this ego death has to happen first. That's what I'm seeing here for the Taurus. Yeah. It's seeing people as your mirror, right? Especially the twin flames is your mirror. The 1 + 1 = 11. We're going to see more and more of these relationships popping up. And I really feel it's the twin flames. I mean, if usually twin flames don't meet each other until later in life because they've got so much work, inner work to do. But the younger ones, I feel like they're going to be bringing in the new species, like the new species, right? These new children, because the children are not going to come in with this, the new children being born, they're not going to be coming in with this mental awareness system. They're going to have this open solar plexus already. They're going to be already there, spirit awareness. This means they can't be manipulated and controlled, That's why they're trying to make all the babies into pincushions early, right? To stop this from happening. So they won't be able to be controlled. Like we've been conditioned in control because of the mental awareness. So that's what I see with these twin flames. Anyway, if you don't know about twin flames, it's really fascinating. There's more and more information coming out to research that, because I don't know if we're all destined to meet our twin flame, and maybe you have already, and you can just meet them briefly. It's like it can be like a really, really brief exchange. It could even be like, 15 minutes or something, but they don't stay out. They're in your mind constantly. You can't let them go because they're part of your soul, right? It's your soul. It's like won't release them. So the ego will go into like, you're playing they're doing some black magic on you or something, right? They're doing some voodoo on you. Why you can't let them go? I always say if you have a voodoo doll of me, like, can you give it a little back rub, right? Rub its shoulders a bit because I'm feeling a little bit tense. But it's not that at all. It's your soul won't let them go, right? So it can feel like really crazy to the people that don't understand what's going on, right? We're going to see this more and more, right? Coming for the Aquarian age so that's what I see with Taurus. Just if this has happened to you or will happen to you, just because of this conjunction happening, just to be aware of that. What's happening is this is forcing you to go inside and do your own work and to look at your deepest wounds. Heal them. Okay. Oh, I didn't do another card for Taurus here because we had 3. Spending a bit more time on Taurus because it's their show. But your identity is shifting. That can be scary for the ego. So it's just about letting go of who you think you are, where you're going in your life. Just be really, really open. Just get in the passenger seat. Right? Stay in the passenger seat right there. Let the driver drive you where you're supposed to go. Okay. Ego can create so much suffering. Okay, what's the card for Taurus here? Oh, we got 2 there. You got the Sun card, Taurus, the happiest card in the tarot. And it's the Sun, where all them neutrinos are coming from. That's major arcana, so that's huge energy. And this is success, recognition, enthusiasm. It's happiness. It's Leo. We're in Leo season. The sun's the only one that rules ego or rules the Leo, the sun. And then you got the Knight of Fire, the Knight of Wands. So you can be the queen, you can be the Page of Fire if you want, or the Knight of Wands. It can be masculine or feminine, the Knight of Fire. So this is confident, passionate, adventurous. So embracing this energy. This energy, the Knight of Fire. To go where your passions are, that's what it's saying. That this conjunction is taking you to your passion, into your happiness and your greatest joy. And it's time to leave that old identity, whatever identity, right, you've been holding on to for the last 18 years. It's time to let it go. Not fully, but, it's not going to be as important. A new identity's coming for you. That's aligned with your passion and your happiness and your vitality and your success, your sense of adventure, right? The Knight of Fire is adventurous. And what's the other card for Taurus? What's the other card for Taurus? Which one? That one. That one right there. Be present. Yeah. It's saying to be present, but it's also because it's a gift, it's bringing you into presence, right, into the present now moment. And this old identity is gone. The identity is the same as ego, right? But it's just a role that we take on, our identity. Just don't get attached to it. So this is about not fixated on the future. That's what I see here. You're not fixated on the future with this conjunction, worrying about, because the ego and the mind want certainty. Well, how is this going to work if you do this? Well, what's going to happen here, and have it all sorted out? This is saying no, to just be present in the moment, right? Be adventurous, be in the sun energy, right? Be in your happiness and your joy. That's what this is saying. Yeah. This is also attracting that kind of Knight of Fire energy into your life too, right? Because he or she's running towards you. It's like the Wands, the Knight of Wands. Yeah. Okay. That's great for Taurus. Things are looking good for Taurus. Major changes for the Taurus, the Bulls. And this is about getting you out of your comfort zone, Taurus. Taurus likes to be in their routines. Yeah. Okay. I just want to see here. Dawn is saying that she's got a massive shift in identity. Taurus Sun, Scorpio rising, Aquarius Moon. Yeah. Okay. So let's go for the Gemini, the twins. Gemini, the twins. Right up here. And this is your 12th house. You're getting the conjunction in your 12th house for Geminis. It's about your spirituality too, the 12th house. This is the unknown, right? The 12th house. It's your karma. It's also about your karma. Let's see, we'll just get a card going and then we'll focus on the Geminis. It's past lives too. Feeling lost in your past life. It's also about solitude. It could be like past life memory, Gemini, of being incarcerated, removed from society. And that could be like living or past lives as a monk or a nun or a priest or a prisoner or committed to an insane asylum, like anything like that. Can rule that. Just not feeling like you belong. Okay. Gemini got distraction, busyness. So this is using the mind to distract yourself from the emotions, your emotional work, Gemini, which Geminis are good at doing anyway because it rules the mind. This is saying to slow down because it's the 12th house. It's to slow down and rest because this is retreats, right? It rules retreats. To turn off your phone, turn off the laptop. And just be with yourself. Go on your own retreat. And have a little retreat at home for the evening where you're not taking in any information, right? No information being taken in. And you're just listening to yourself, right? That's what it's saying, is you're distracting yourself. And it's also addictions. The 12th house is addictions. So you could be distracting yourself with addictions. And you got the 10 of Pentacles. And this is a great card. This is about money, right? This is about legacy. It's about about a sense of belonging within a family too. The Ten of Pentacles can be family. And it's prosperity, it's security, it's tradition. Yeah. So this could be bringing you more into your spiritual family, right? Because the 12th house is spirituality. Yeah. Let's see what else is here. Geminis. Distractions. I'm getting to Gemini is to include yourself. Whatever group of people you belong to. It's like your spiritual community, right? With the 12th house. Because really the Aquarian age 2 is about connecting with our hearts. And being present with people, like really present with people, not in the mind with people, but really present and feeling people. Feeling these people in your life. Okay. You got the self-importance card here. So distraction, 10 of Earth, feeling lost, like you don't belong. And then the self-importance, too, like feeling like you've got to, I don't know, impress people or prove yourself to people. And it's distracting you from the real issue, right? Which is to be in your heart. And this is going to bring you prosperity. I just feel like you're isolating yourself, Geminis. That you're not good enough or something. And keeping yourself distracted from this. I just want to get another card for this. With the 12th house. The 12th house is all like the house of mirrors. For Geminis. In the 12th house. Well, it's endings and beginnings too. So some major cycle is ending for you, Gemini. Okay. And you're being called, like I feel with that 10 of Pentacles. You're being called out. Okay. But this distraction and staying busy isn't it addictive? 4 of water, yeah. So the 4 of water there. This is about missed opportunities. Distraction. It's right there. Distraction, self-absorption. Self-absorption is this self-importance. This is a total mirror. And discontentment. The four of cups is like you walk. The energy is I'm walking into the closet and I have all these clothes. And that person that says, I got nothing to wear. I have nothing to wear. Their closet's full of clothes. They're just like, there's ingratitude with the 4 of cups. So you can see he's focused on the 3 cups, the 3 empty cups in front of him. Meanwhile, there's this other cup with wings. This is the opportunity that he doesn't even see. So that's what I'm saying. You're not seeing this opportunity for the 10 of Pentacles. For this is wealth, legacy. This is leaving a legacy behind, right? So letting yourself get distracted, getting too much in your own self, right? And too much in your own self means this: listening way too much to the ego, right? Of what's wrong with you or what's wrong with those other people and why you can't take this opportunity, you know? The ego won't even allow you to see the opportunity in most cases. So not getting distracted. So that means get present and look around your life right now. You know, that there's an opportunity there for you that you're not even seeing or you're not taking. Yeah. That's what I see for the Geminis. Anyway, this conjunction is going to light it up for you. It's going to light it up. It's going to illuminate that 12th house for you. And you're going to see where you're distracted, where you've been too focused on the wrong things, you know, not seeing what's in front of you, this opportunity that's in front of you. Okay. That goes there. That goes here. Okay. That's Gemini. There's Gemini. Let's go for Cancer the Crab. Cancer the Crab is in the 11th house, of course. So that's your friendships. Feeling lost. Like you don't belong. Maybe you got no friends. Or you've lost a lot of friends. Where your network is for Cancer. Something's going to happen with your friendships and your network. With your network during this time. Maybe you're not valuing your friends too, right? Because it's about value. Or they're not valuing you. Okay, what's for Cancer? What's the card for Cancer? What's the card for Cancer? It's that one. Right there. Distraction, again. Distraction. Maybe using your friendships as a distraction. Staying busy. Staying busy. So staying busy means staying in the head, not in your heart. Not connected to yourself, like that deeper self. This is about stopping. Same with Gemini. It's about just stopping and feeling yourself. Noticing what's around me. We live in this. All of us have to deal with this. This distractions everywhere in the technological age that we live in. Something's going to happen that's going to, you know, like the deer in the headlights, that take you out of your distraction. That's what I love. This story, that old story from India. That woman, the woman, she was getting married, this young bride, and she was walking through the countryside to go into the little town to try on her wedding dress, and she's all in the fantasy, right, of her wedding and what that's going to be like. And then she saw a tiger on her path. The tiger is just sitting there on the path, and it just broke her out of her reverie, right, her dream state. And so she ran back to her village and went to her master, right, her teacher, her spiritual teacher. You know, is it an omen that I'm not supposed to get married? And the master, right, the spiritual teacher said, you're blessed. And she said, why is that a blessing? He said, because you attracted a tiger on your path. You know, that's because the tiger wakes you up. That's what he's saying. When you attract these things into your life that wake you up out of your dream state, right, of distraction and busyness, it's a blessing, right? So it may be a blessing for you. Something's going to go down around your friendship or your networks, your network of people you've been hanging out with. Something's going to wake you up. That tiger, right? Tiger. Okay, 3 cards for Cancer then. I'll take that. The High Priestess, Major Arcana. The Hermit, more Major Arcana. And Renewal. Okay, so all Major Arcana. So this is big for Cancer. This getting you on the right path, right? So let's start with the Hermit. Introspection, self-discovery. So this is saying to get out of the distraction and busyness of the mind and go inside. Go inside. The Hermit's all about going inside. It's right to go in. What's going on inside you and what are you avoiding? Right? Because this is the ego. It's busy, 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 distracted, distracted, distracted. It's like, because why? Because you're avoiding this. That's what you're avoiding with distraction. It's what's going on with you emotionally. What's going on with you emotionally. And then the High Priestess, which is all about intuition. It's 2. So this is a Major Arcana that would connect with the 2, right? It's number 2 in the tarot deck. This is intuition, and it's about having patience with yourself too. Going deeper than the surface, right? This is the surface. It's like being on the top of the ocean. You're just batted back and forth by the waves, by the ego. You want to go deep into the ocean, and this is High Priestess, right? And then Renewal. This is rebirth, right? This would be the reflection, self-evaluation, and rebirth, the rebirth card. Yeah, to be reborn. So that's what it's saying to me, is it's time to go inward and not be distracted by your network of friends, right? Whatever humanitarian causes or groups you belong to. It's to not get distracted there and to go within, to go within. And if not, to be reborn. And if not, then the conjunction will force you to, right? To go within. Let's see what the gift is here for Cancer. What's the gift for Cancer? That one right there. Choose love. Yeah. So it's showing me too that you may have a little bit of money, some money fears too. So choose love, right? So that's the way to go for the Aquarian age. We do it the reverse way. It's like, well, I need to chase money. I need to chase the dollar, and then I can do this, and then I can do that. This card is saying, no, choose God, choose love, and everything gets to you. Get to God, everything gets to you. Yeah. So not to use this distraction. Well, you can't do that because you gotta hustle and hassle and get money and, right? Chase that dollar, keep chasing the dollar. And it's keeping you distracted from going inside into your true wisdom, right? Because a rebirth is waiting for you, Cancer. That's what I see there. Okay. And the distraction can really work in tandem with this feeling of this illusion that you're lost, right? That you're lost in the world. 2. Okay, that one. Okay. So let's go for Leo. Leo the Lion. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Taking place in your 10th house. This conjunction is taking place in the 10th house. So this could be bringing, also back to Cancer, like it could be bringing you some new friends too. So the 10th house for Leo could be bringing some sudden unexpected change around your vocation. around your soul purpose. Yeah. So becoming more visible. Let's see what the cards are here. Getting you on your right track. In terms of your soul purpose. Okay, let's see here. What's going on for Leo? What's going on for Leo in the 10th house? It's about being an authority too. So maybe called to be an authority in your field. You could have like a huge vocational change, you know? Just a new job, a new career for Leos. That's more aligned with you, right? Because it's the number 2, bringing you into orientation. That's the gift. Okay, what do we got for Leo? Interesting. Let's see what the ego card is. So you got the awakening card. This is traditionally the hanged man. The 12. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, this one's jumping. Past lives. You got the past life card, and you got the hangman awakening card. So this is about awakening. Is about, there's usually, you can see there's like an angel. He's upside down. It's about taking a new perspective too. He's got a little halo, so it can represent enlightenment too. So pause, perspective, selflessness in past lives. Yeah. There could be some fears that are coming up here in the 10th house, about especially being visible. Because the 10th house is the tippy top of the chart, right? It's about the public, about the public seeing you, coming out of hiding. You know, and if you're dealing with past lives, then there can be past life memory come up around, you know, persecution or being ridiculed. People love to put people on pedestals. This is what humanity does. And they love tearing them down. That's what all those tabloid rags are about. Tearing people down off their pedestals. This one here. Oh, okay. That one ends up in there. Okay, we gotta do another one. I want to do another one of these cards actually. So there can be shame. That's the energy that's coming up. There can be shame. So this is about you looking at yourself differently. Not listening to this, right? Not listening to the ego's version of you and who you are. But looking at yourself from a new perspective. That's what it's going to make you see yourself differently. That's what I see. And so there's the fear of failure. And this is coming from your past life. Fear of shame and failure. And remember, there's no such thing as failure. It's your learning. We're in Earth School. There's no pass or fail. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so this is about your mind, because you got the Knight of Air and the Ten of Air. These are the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. You can see him like he's anxiety-ridden. And then the Ten of Swords is endings. Endings. So something is ending in your 10th house, right? Something's ending in the 10th house. It has to do with your past lives. Maybe you were somebody that was kind of more behind the scenes, you know, in your past lives. So this can bring up a lot of worry Can be worry and anxiety. This is the anxiety card and insomnia. But really what it's trying to hide is this feeling of shame, feeling of failure. Yeah. Shame, failure, past lives. But it's ending. Because it's the 9 to the 10, so it's ending. This worry. Yeah. Again, it's Uranian, right? This is all about the future. As long as you're not fixated on the past, Leo, or projecting the past onto the future, you're just like, future, how can I serve humanity? Like approaching it from that place, like as a true leader, because Leos are leaders, just naturally. That this will just disappear. This is all about keeping you back. This is the ego's tricks to keep you back, Leo. Right? Worrying, can I do it? Can I do it? I'm a failure. My parents told me, my father, because of the 10th house, my father told me I was a failure, that I wasn't good for anything, right? Or just put the bar so low for me, couldn't see me, didn't see my potential, right? Well, this is ending. This is old stories from worm tongue, old stories from the ego that are holding you back, right? From moving forward on your soul purpose and your journey and being visible, being an authority, a leader for other people, you know? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying here, is to really work on this. And how do you work on that? You just feel it. That's all you do is feel it. It's that easy. It's not complicated. This is also us about embracing this. The North Node is in simplicity right now until it shifts over, but just making it really simple. Like just feel it. That's all. This is all that's holding you back, you know? And all this mind stuff, it's just the ego keeping you from the feelings, like going deeper into the feelings, because that's what has control over you right now, is the mind. Yeah. And they're deep because it's past lives, so these feelings go really, really deep into the unconscious. And you may have inherited this from your paternal line, because it's the 10th house. So inheriting from your father and your grandfather and your great-grandfather and so on, to let that go. And this is saying to pause, because it's the hangman. So pause and gain a new perspective on yourself. And that means, like I said before, throwing out everything you think that you are. Everything that ego has been telling you, right? This is who you are. This is your potential. This is your value. Everything your father's has been telling you. Everything that he thought he was, you know? Because chances are this shame and failure is passed down from your paternal line, your father's line. Yeah. Yeah, it's time to let that go. So there could be an emotional time, right? This weekend. Emotional time. I wouldn't be surprised. That's Leo. Leo, ready to step up. Ready to step up. And that goes here. And this goes here. That goes there. Okay. So let's go for Virgo. It's funny, my back's just started hurting from that. I guess the message there is, Leo, is that you'll be supported, right? Yeah. Because past lives could be, I was the leader, right? And everybody that followed me completely disappeared when the going got tough. So it could be like you'll be supported. I think that's the message I got to send, that my back's telling me. Okay, so we're on Virgo. And happy birthday, Leos. To all the Leos. So Virgo, it's going to be in the 9th house for Virgo. big awakening, big conjunction happening in the ninth house. This is all about how you see the world, right? And your sense of optimism, Virgo, is changing and shifting. Maybe some because it rules religion and spirituality and higher education. There could be some breakthroughs in that area. Shocking, right? Uranus is all about something that's shocking. There could be downloads, right? Ninth house is downloads, Virgo. You could be getting some major downloads during this conjunction, like new spiritual knowledge, right? That's awakening in you for Virgo. And Virgo rules health, right? So it could be health related. Okay, what do we got for Virgo? What's the ego telling 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 Virgo? Virgo. Dishonesty. Virgo got the dishonesty. So it's also Virgo. It's also rules the legal system and law. So remember, when we're dishonest, we're really just not being ourselves. We're not being in our authentic self. We're not being in our integrity. That's what it means. Integrity means that the inside and the outside are matching. So it's saying to be more honest, not listen to the ego that says you got to be dishonest. You got to play this manipulation game. Because the ninth house is spiritual teacher too, right? If you're a teacher. But there could be some good news too around some legal matter for you. So avoid the temptation. That's what this card is saying. Avoid the temptation to be dishonest to get something, right? The ego is like, you got to do this and then you'll get something back. You want to listen to that. You want to listen to your higher self, right? With this, take the high road. That's the ninth house. Let's take the high road. Create some new stories. But you don't have to play this dishonesty game. Right? Giving to take, right? Tit for tat. You don't have to play that game anymore to get your needs met. Because it's Taurus, right? It's about valuing yourself. As a teacher, too, if you're a teacher or a life coach or healer, just to value yourself. To not play that game. Because we don't get away with anything on this planet, right? Everything's recorded in the Akashic records. What does Virgo need to say here? Tell me what Virgo needs to say. What's the card for Virgo? Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The ninth house. That's way too many. So I'm going to get a present here with Virgo in the second house. Okay. There we go. We got a jumper. Balance for Virgo. So balancing. You can see the angel, the picture of the angel there. She's like an alchemist, right? Pouring the rainbow from one cup to the other. So this is about moderation. It's about balance. It's about healing. It's about being patient too. The balance card is about being patient with yourself. Well, ninth house matters, especially if you're dealing with some legal thing, you know. Um, it's about your belief systems too, right? Your belief systems. And this is saying that you may have a belief system that needs a bit of cleanup. Like to really look at these belief systems. Because we can take these in, right? Hook, line, and sinker from our ancestral line. Of this, well, this is just the way the world is. You can't change it. It's just the way it is. So if you can't beat him, you might as well join him. And this is the predator-victim game, right? With the ninth house. Yeah. So it's about looking at the world in a different way, you know? That's what I see there. And seeing it more, because this is all dishonesty. That's all about me, you. It's all about separation, right? It's seeing the world unified in unity. So when you're being dishonest, then someone's going to be dishonest with you, and that's how the cycle works. Whatever you put out, right? That's what you get back. That's what you get back. So let's see what the card is here for Virgo. Could also be saying that you need to give more, because the 14 is about balance. Give more. Okay. So we got the we got more. Makes sense because Virgo's the fixer, right? Of the zodiac. Okay. So the dishonesty is a denial pattern. There's a denial pattern there, Virgo. Not seeing that in yourself. So here's the thing. Because we can deny our shadow. That's the whole point of a shadow. We can't see it. Wherever we look, we can't see it. Right? If we try to see it in ourselves. But we can see it in other people. So if other people are being dishonest with you, then it's showing you that there's a part of you that's being dishonest with yourself. Yeah. You got the authenticity card. Trust and authenticity. Yeah. Yeah. So it's time to be honest, and it starts with yourself, Virgo, that you don't have to play these manipulation games that the ego has been telling you. Because that's the only one that's been telling you this. You're right? You've been taught this from when you were a child, right? The ego loves to get away with something. This is tit for tat. I give this, and then you give this back to me. That's not universal law. That's not divine law. Giving is receiving, right? When we give to the whole, then the collective gives back. That's the universal law of prosperity. But we don't know where it's coming from. The ego is like, well, it's got to come from you. I give to you and then you give to me, you know? This is this dishonesty, the giving to take, right? So now it's time to just trust and just to give freely. If you're giving, then give freely. If you're a spiritual teacher, give freely, right? Give freely. And being true and authentic, and then trusting, just trusting that the divine will take care of you. Okay. So if you're in some kind of legal matter, then dishonesty is the best policy. Don't be trying to manipulate the system, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's put that away. Are there any Virgos out there? Okay. Brandy Wright. My name is Michael. Listen to the frequency of Mike and then the frequency of Michael. They're completely different. I like to nip that in the bud. People like to shorten that. Usually men like to shorten my name, but Michael. My name is Michael. Okay. Denial. Authenticity, trust. There you go there. Okay. Virgo moon. Okay. Let's see for Libra. Yeah. That's it for Virgo that I can see here. Virgo. So where are we now? Let's go Libra. Okay. So Libra is in the 8th house, right? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. 8th house. Let's see what we got for the cards first. So that shadow of lost in the 8th house. So this is around your marriage partner or anybody you share resources with. It could be the government too. The 8th house. Some kind of shake up in that area. Okay. So you can feel stuck. Libra got the stuck card. So there could be some upset around your marriage partner. Libras. Around money, shared resources. So if you're splitting up with your partner, your marriage partner, there'll be some stuff coming up around that. Fighting over money. This is all a reflection of, remember, everything is a mirror. So everything outside of us, they're messengers. And the messengers are to get us to heal and to move forward in our life. You know? I talked about this before. There's people that are not moving through that portal. They're not moving through the portal because they got to get back at somebody, you know? And that's listening to this. I can't let her take all my money. I can't let her do this or let that. I got to get what's due to me. Right? Meanwhile, that limo wants to take you away, wants to drive you away into this new earth. So this is about stuck. It's the ego. Where you're feeling stuck, it's a refusal to grow up and to mature. And so identifying with your trauma from childhood. Yeah. So the great thing about the 8th house, though, Libra, is it's about letting it go. You got the chance to let all that go if you want to. Yeah. So it's always best to take the high road. Okay, what do we got here? To take the high road. Whatever is happening, if you want to leave with your dignity, you know? And your marriage partner may be bringing up some, you know, past life, well, childhood memory of trauma, because the 8th house rules trauma. That needs to be healed. That needs to be healed. But it's going to be around money. Okay, for the Libras. Okay. What's for Libra? What's the card for Libra? So if you're calling your marriage partner controlling, well, she or he is controlling, then you got to bring it back to yourself. Like, how am I controlling myself, right? The moon card, major arcana. This is hidden. This is hidden fears. It's illusion. You can see her with the angel with the two pillars, the moon behind her, and then the two dogs. The two dogs. So illusion. It can be a revelation in the 8th house too. That's probably what's going to happen with this conjunction, Libra. And then the Ace of Air, that's mental clarity. All right, Ace of Swords. So you're going to have some kind of mental clarity on this dynamic that's probably been following you in all your relationships, you know, where you feel the stuckness, this refusal to grow up. Yeah. The 8th house is all about the ugly relationship stuff, right? Possessiveness and jealousy and competition and revenge. And, you know, that child may want revenge and taking it out on your partner. Yeah. Let's see what the gift is for Libra. Okay. What's the gift for Libra? And if you're separating from your partner, your marriage partner, then you don't want to be lobbing bombs, because you're going to carry that baggage into your next relationship, you know? We almost need, like, you know how we have weddings and marriage? We actually need a separation ritual, like a separation ritual. Not the divorce, because those lawyers, they all benefit from, you know, if you go through the legal system. And then it's all ugly, it turns ugly. But we came together in love, you know? Let's separate in love too. Okay, it's this one. There's a way through every block. There we go. Which we get all the time in these. That's one of the sutras for the Aquarian age. So you're not stuck. There's a way through every block. And this block is going to be shown to you. And this block, for you Libra, it's all emotional. It's all emotional. That's your block right there. Emotional awareness. The mind doesn't understand that. Well, what does that have to do with money and my partner? And right? It's like, no, this is the block. The spiritual block is your emotional block. And this is going to be revealed to you. And it's a deep, deep, deep pattern if it's in the 8th house, right? Yeah, and it has to do with your childhood. So that's when Uranus comes in and it's like, lights come on in this dark, dark dungeon that you've been in, you know? Because we react when we don't do our emotional work. We're reacting because we're listening to the ego, right? We're reacting from those emotions. And they're from our past. These are ghosts. They're ghosts from our past. That's what I see. There's a way through every block, and just wait for the revelation to come to you. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thanks, Brandy. I knew you'd understand. I like to nip that right in the bud with people. It doesn't happen very often. Thank you, Gladys. Yeah. Michael means who is God, reminding us to ask. Good question, yeah. Jen Goodwin. What are you saying here? Just a sec, I want to turn off my alarm. Jen says Libra, Scorpio, Cuspra, and feel not good enough for a relationship. Yeah, I can bring up that too, right? 8th house stuff. Yeah. But this is saying, Jen, that some revelation is going to come up for you, right? Because Scorpio rules the 8th house too, traditionally, right? So it has to do with your childhood, right? Some block in your childhood is going to be revealed. And it's just as easy as feeling it, right? Like seriously, it's that easy. And I know though they seem like words and it's very painful and everything, but the only one afraid of emotions is the ego, and it wants to keep you away from that emotional work, and shadow work. But this is where you want to be. This is freedom, right? And that inner child wants to be healed, right? Because that inner child still lives within us. That child doesn't grow up. But it wants to be healed, that wounded child. It wants by you, not anybody else, but by you. And then what comes from that is the divine child. Comes from that. When the wounded child heals, then the divine child comes through. And that divine child never grows up. We never want to lose that, especially as Leo, right? We're in Leo season. Leo's all about the inner child and having fun and playing. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So where are we now? Scorpio. The Scorpions. Scorpio's going to be feeling it. Again, Scorpio, you want to be listening to Taurus too. Like scoot over to the Taurus one too, because that's gonna be applicable to you too. Okay, so that goes there, Scorpio. Scorpio is feeling lost in their relationships. Feeling lost in their relationship. You might be having some relationship problems, Scorpio. Maybe ongoing relationships. Maybe you're like Zsa Zsa Gabor. You're just like, you're with one right after another and they're not working out. You could feel like lost in that area. Like, what am I doing wrong? My relationships. But you know what? We learn in our relationships. There's no coincidence where we're certain people. And especially if you're on the twin flame journey, all your relationships are preparing you for your twin flame. Every single relationship. All the things that you've learned through your karmic relationships are preparing you for this Aquarian age relationship, And it's really about your relationship with yourself. Like that's what the twin flame relationship is teaching you, is to have a deep, honest, profound, loving, unconditionally loving relationship with yourself, right? So don't go into that space of like, why was I with that person? That was a huge mistake, right? That's what the shadow is about. That was a huge mistake. No. Because you're going to see in the future, like, oh, I'm happy I was with that person because I learned this about myself. Or I learned this is something I didn't want, Because it can go that way too. I realized that I don't want that in a partner. That I want this in a partner. Okay, what's the card for the Scorpions? Scorpio got 3 cards. Let's see what the ego cards are saying. So Scorpio got the Hermit card, the 7 of Wands card, and the King of Water. Right? We got the Queen of Water before, didn't we? For the collective. So that's the King of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay. So, let's see here. We got the ego card to put the whole picture here. So this is about taking time, Scorpio, to really go within yourself. Like what, not to be looking outside of yourself for like what you want in a relationship. Or even what your partner, maybe you're in a partnership now. It's like you go inside. It's like, what do you want? And Scorpio's good like that, right? They can go inside. They can go deep. Scorpios can go to the bottom of the ocean. They're the great feelers, right there with Cancer, Pisces. And then the 7 of Fires, setting your boundaries, setting good boundaries. So first you got to know what you need and what you want. And then you set boundaries for that. But it's coming from this King of Cups energy. Okay. So what's for the Scorpio? What's the ego telling the Scorpio? What's the ego telling the Scorpio? That one right there. Depression. Scorpio could be feeling depression around their relationship, around their marriage if they're married in a committed partnership. So depression is anger turned inward. So you're angry about something, maybe not setting boundaries because you got this. The Seven of Wands. You're not setting good boundaries for yourself because you don't know who you are, right? That's the Hermit card. You got to know who you are and what you want and need. Yeah. And setting boundaries, because a lot of people get confused with the boundaries. Well, if I set boundaries, I've got it, especially if you're not used to setting boundaries. You know, the people they were kind of doormats, and then they swing to the other side, and then their boundaries are like they feel like they got to scream them at the top of their lungs, right? Is just because it's the anger, right? This anger turned inward. That your boundaries are you basically saying that, I love you, but I'm not into this behavior, right? That's all you're saying. You're not saying I don't love you and you're horrible. You're saying I love you, but this behavior doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me, whatever the behavior is, right? And you'll know, Scorpio, by tuning in to this, your solar plexus, right? Like I talk about on my videos, if you're feeling a little bit of stirring in there, a little bit of anger coming up, right? That's showing you that your boundaries have been overstepped. And then you correct it. You nip it right in the bud, right? Especially if it's a new relationship too, right? But first, this is saying you need to go inside and know your own frequency and what you want and need and what's okay and what's not okay. What's the deal breaker for you, right? Maybe you need your partner to be loyal and faithful. And that's your deal breaker, no cheating. Or complete honesty. Dishonesty is a deal breaker, right? Whatever your deal breaker is. Addictions, that's a deal breaker for me. I've learned. I was with a partner who was an alcoholic, and nope, I'm not into it anymore, right? And just getting firm. This is what the Hermit is saying, getting firm, right? And then the Seven of Wands is set those boundaries. And then it's coming from this, right? This isn't about control, because Scorpios like to control. This is the ego, wants to control everything, so I don't have to feel these emotions that are coming up, so I'm going to try to control you. No, this is coming from a loving place. That's what this is saying. You're setting boundaries from the King of Water. This is the King of Cups, from a compassionate place. This is somebody who has balanced emotions, head and heart are joined together. The two of them are joined together. This is compassionate, trustworthy, understanding. Maybe you want this energy coming to you. Maybe you want some King of Cup energy coming in your partner, right? So that's what this is saying, is to get firm. And something's going to happen with your, either this relationship's coming in or a relationship's going out, right? Right now. And it's saying that you've been working on this for a while, right? So listen to the Taurus thing, because this is about the twin flame too. So Scorpio may be bringing in a twin flame. Okay. Let's see what for transformation. That's the thing with our relationships. It's like we spend way more time researching the car we're going to buy rather than our partner, right? That you share your life with. Jealousy. How did you end up there with another card? So jealousy and depression. So letting go of jealousy. And that's trusting your partner. So as soon as you make that your deal breaker, like jealousy, like no cheating. I don't want a partner that cheats on me. I want a partner that's loyal and faithful. The universe is going to bring that in for you. But if you don't have any kind of sense of value, and you're like, well, I'll take whatever I can get, you're wishy-washy. Of course you're going to bring in somebody that's going to bring this up, this jealousy. Soon as you commit, then you let it go. And you trust yourself that I'll set the boundary. If that person ends up being a cheater and disloyal, that's my deal breaker, right? It's about trusting yourself that you set the boundary, and then you communicate that to this person. Here's my deal breakers, right? What are your deal breakers? And let's see what we can do here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see what the thing is here. This is a good card here for Scorpio. The Scorpios. Scorpios are jealous by nature. Too. Something you got to work on. But you're going to learn the most of relationships, Scorpio, because you're here to merge, right, with others. Transform. I was in a relationship with a Scorpio. We entered the relationship completely different. Like when we left each other, we were completely transformed, the two of us. Scorpios are very transformative. Okay. What do we got for Scorpio? Nice card for Scorpio. Recognize the other person as you. Right? That's another sutra of the Aquarian age. Yeah. So, let's go back to the jealousy and the disloyal deal-breaking thing. Is if you're attracting that into your life, I keep attracting these people who cheat on me, I don't know, or abandon me or leave me. Then you got to take it back to yourself. Recognize that other person is you. They're a mirror. Like relationships are a mirror. It's like, where am I abandoning myself? Where am I, where am I not being loyal to my own self? Maybe I've got the wandering eye too, and I'm looking around, right? So it's just about shadow work. It's just about being honest with yourself, right? And Scorpio rules psychology. You're going to love this, the mirror work, to do this mirror work and go deep with it. Yeah. That's what I see there. Yeah. And I would trust that you've been doing the work. I want to give you that too. That's what I feel, like you've been doing this work. Scorpio. Yeah. But it's just about going inside and getting firm and trusting yourself. You know what? Because you don't just set boundaries, you patrol them too. That's what people forget. Well, I set my boundary. It's like, no, you got to patrol it, right? You got to be nipping these things in the bud, not from a place of control, but just of like self-love. That's what it means to love yourself, because it's a slippery slope when people start overstepping your boundaries because you're letting them. Okay, that goes there, right? And there, and there, and there. I feel like my mind goes a bit. Okay, so big changes in the relationship department for the Scorpios. Okay, and then yeah, you don't want to be a tofu person. Okay, M. Baines, you're a Scorpio, right, M. Baines? I see this really reflecting with someone I didn't even assume was my twin flame until this stream and this combination of seeing this card. You know it's your twin flame when you can't stop thinking about them. It feels like they're just in your aura all the time. Their energy is in just around you, and you're thinking about them. You can't let them go, and there's these deep emotions that come with that. You'll know. It's like no other relationship you've ever experienced, right? Okay. Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius. So you got the shadow of dislocation in your sixth house. So feeling lost in your work, maybe feeling lost with your health. Right? I've had this ongoing problem, health problem, and I can't seem to get rid of it. I've tried everything under the sun. I'm feeling lost with it. With your job in your workplace, you can feel lost. Where do I belong? Right? This conjunction is getting you on the right track, right? Especially with your work and your health. And solutions can come really, really quickly when you let go and surrender, right? To where life's taking you. Okay. Jen Goodwin, can you put a block on this spam that we're getting in here? I can't do it from my end, but I know you can do it on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Jen Goodwin says, I also have someone who is a twin flame, but he refuses to be with me. Yeah, that's the separation period. It's just showing you got to work on yourself. It's just about you. It's about you. Okay. Okay. So what do we got for the Sagittarius? Yeah. 1717. Sixth house. Some kind of conflict too that you could be going through, an ongoing conflict. Just feeling lost in your day-to-day, right, habits, Sagittarius. Okay. Let's do. So you got the Six of Air, or the Six of Swords, right? So you see that guy in the sailboat? This is about moving away. Not literally, but moving out of rough waters. Because sixth house can be conflicts too. It's like you're moving on. Could be saying you're moving on from a job, Sagittarius. That is not aligned with who you are any longer. Right? The limo is ready to go. It's like waiting for you. Right? It's not even waiting for you. It's driving you away anyway. Whether you like it or not. You know? So you're being called to move on. Maybe karma is paid in that workspace. Maybe it's paying the bills, but that's all it's doing. It's not part of your soul destiny. Okay, let's see what we got for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, or Rising, Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, or Rising, Sagittarius. This one right here. Anger. You got some anger in the sixth house. So, some kind of power struggle in your workplace you may be dealing with. So it's a conflict in the mind. That's what anger is. One part of your mind wants this, maybe security, right? Maybe wants mental security. Wants to know that paycheck's coming in every 2 weeks. And then another part of your mind wants to go this way. I want to go towards my destiny. Yeah. I want to move on, right? Six of Swords. I want to move on from this. So remember, this time is about our happiness, right? It's about what makes you happy, what makes you emotionally fulfilled. It's not about what's paying the bills. Life's more than that. Okay, so what's the gift card here for Sagittarius? What's the gift card for Sagittarius, please? Sagittarius, what's the gift card for Sagittarius? Is that one right there? There we go. Initiation. So you're being initiated. And the initiation is coming from the mind. Some kind of gift is coming through. It's coming through the mind for you. Yeah. And this initiation, there's the channel of initiation, is the 2551. So it's moving from the ego into the higher self. Yeah. So you're being initiated, but there's some anger. So you got to look to him, right? Look to the ego. This is where the anger is coming from. This is the conflict. Am I going to follow my ego, or am I going to follow my higher self, my greater awareness, right? Am I going to be kicking and screaming and trying to take the wheel, right? I'm going to drive, or I'm going to sit back and see where life is taking me, where it's initiating me. So it's initiating you somewhere new, Sagittarius, and it has to do with your job and what you're doing. So trust that you're moving, wherever you're moving to, you're moving into a better place for you. It's going to bring you relief, you know? That can take a lot out of you if you're in the wrong workplace. It's like your family. We recreate our families in our workplace. You know that if you're in a bad job. The job could be like whatever, like horrible what you do, but if you're with the right people and the right frequency of people, it can be a joy. Then you could be doing something that you really love to do, but you're with the wrong people and it could be a hell, right? The people really can make the workplace. So that's what this is saying. It's like it's time to go into trust, right? That you'll be taken care of financially just because it's in the... So if you get fired from your job or something happens, just know that I'm moving on. Moving on to better waters, right? Calmer, happier waters. That goes there, that goes there. Okay. We're going for the Capricorns. We're going for the goats. The hard-working goats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Capricorn. Conjunction is happening in the 5th house. This is your children, if you have children. If you're a parent. So your child could be, I don't know, leaving home or something, right? Something new, going off to school, moving from home, getting a job, becoming an adult, going off to boarding school, some kind of shift and change, your relationship with your children. That could be, maybe give you that sense of loss, right? Who am I? With the empty nest, it could be an empty nest thing happening for you, Capricorn. It's also feeling lost in your romance, the romance department. Feeling lost. But it could also be bringing in something new. So bringing in something new for your child too, right? Like some new exciting event for your child. Some bringing in a romantic partner, bringing in romance to your life. And this could be the start of a committed relationship. It all starts there, right in the 5th house. Having fun. Maybe releasing you from something that's been draining you from your fun. You know? It's also the inner child, So it could be bringing up some inner child stuff for you to look at and heal in yourself. If you're an artist, it's going to affect your creativity. Could be bringing in more creative energy for you and liberating you from what's draining you, right? Draining your energy. 'Cause that's Leo, right? That's Leo's house. Fifth house. Okay, what's going on for the Capricorns? What's going on for the Capricorns, please? What's going on for those Capricorns? I thought I heard one flip. Just be patient. They've got I know Capricorns are patient. Anyway, they got to jump. Oh, so you got the balance card. You got the temperance card. That someone else got too. So that's the angel, right? With the rainbow. You can see the rainbow going back and forth with the cups there. I don't know if you can see that or not. So that's about being patient with whatever is going to go down in your fifth house, in romance, children, your creativity, your inner child. Just be balanced in that area. Maybe you're being called to be balanced in the fifth house. Bringing more creativity in your life, bringing more romance in your life. But it's about waiting, right? That's the card of waiting and being patient for the Capricorns. Okay, what's the card for the Capricorns, please? Where's the card for the Capricorns? 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 It's that one right there. It's the runner. That's so funny. This one just was glued to my finger, so I'm going to take that one too. So you got the Judgment card, and then you got the Runner card. The Runner, the independent. This is the independent ego, Capricorn. So this is about your relationships, right? So this is the fear with the Runner. This is running from relationships, running from intimacy. It's you're fearing intimacy. So this is about romance, Capricorn. So the ego does not want you in relationship at all, Capricorn. Wants you at home, judging why that person's not good for me, right? Making up lies. Ego loves to make up lies. That's why he's worm tongue. That's why he's perfect symbol for the ego. About what that person is trying to take away your freedom. That person's trying to control you. They're going to manipulate you. They're going to leave you. If you open up your heart too much, they're going to leave you. So you might as well just run away, right? Run away and be with me, right? Marry your ego. You're right, running down the aisle with your ego. Right? Yeah. So really what this is running from people, like running from romance, running from even the desire to have a romantic partner, right? It's all about where you're running from yourself. Relationships are the new spiritual path. We can't avoid them. We're social beings, right? So it's about facing this fear of intimacy, and it's in the fifth house. So that's your inner child. This goes right back to your inner child, you know? And to not judge yourself. This is the mind and listening to the ego about There's something wrong with you. Who would love you? You got this wrong with you. You got that wrong with you. You're just too broken. You're just way too broken. And meanwhile, life, right, this conjunction is bringing the romantic partner right to your door. Not literally, but, into your life. Yeah. So this is about not listening to the ego. Because true freedom, because the ego is going to tell you, well, this is how you get freedom. But but I'm still on your shoulder. I'm still that voice in your head that you're listening to. Well, true freedom is this, right? True freedom is freedom from the ego. That's what real freedom is, right? So it's really a conflict with the divine, this runner independent ego. So really digging that out in yourself and facing these fears and I'm ready to heal this. I'm ready to heal this and to finally let it go. It's been affecting all my relationships. If you look back at all your past relationships, Capricorn, you're going to see this, and bringing balance, right? That this is something that you need even to own it, Not need and I won't survive without it, but it's part of your human experience is to have a romantic partner, Yeah, to open up to that. That's what I see as keeping you from that. But that conjunction's going to show you, it's going to illuminate where you're blocked. And it's that running. Okay, what's the nice gift for Capricorn? Yeah. Okay. Let's see the gift. I want to see another card here for the Capricorns. In the 5th house. Capricorn's in the 5th house. You're feeling lost. And it's about unity, right? It's the gift of unity. There's someone for everybody. Oh. Capricorn always gets tons of cards. It's true. Capricorn always gets tons of cards. So look what you got, Capricorn. You got the King of Pentacles, prosperous, generous, successful. So this is showing me that this is blocking your prosperity right here. Running from people, running from romance, judging everybody. I don't like him, right? I don't like those sneakers he's wearing, right? There he is, the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. This is Mr. Prosperity, right? Could be the Queen of Pentacles too, if you prefer that, right? And then you've got the Queen. You got the Queen of Water, the Queen of Cups. So she gives the most love, right? She gives the most love. So see, she's loving, she's giving, she's very psychic. Out of all the tarot cards, the Queen gives the full cup. So very, very loving, prosperous when you embrace this fear, facing this fear of intimacy. And then you get the Lover's card, Capricorn. This is relationships, emotions, and choices, right? And this is divine love. This is divinely orchestrated. That's this Capricorn, right? That's the second, the driver's driving you right to the lovers, right? You're in the back of the limo, and he's taking you right to the lovers. He's taking you to the Queen of Cups, the King of Earth, to prosperity and all this love for you. And then the Star, another major arcana card. And that's wish fulfillment. That's what you've been hoping for and what you've been dreaming about for a long time is coming true with this conjunction. So it's about having faith. You can see him. The Star is very Aquarius. He reminds me of the water bear for the Zodiac sign of Aquarius. Yeah. So having faith that your wish is coming true. And not to listen to this, right? Do not listen to this at all. It's like everybody's not, everybody can heal. That's what the star is saying, right? Everybody can heal. You can heal. You're not broken. The ego will tell you you're too broken. You're too broken to be in a relationship. You're too screwed up to be in a relationship. That person's too good for you. You're not good enough. Whatever lies the ego is telling you, right? Don't listen to that, because this is saying something completely different, I never know what's going to happen on these live streams. I just feel like I'm in synchronicity. And that's the other gift of the two, right? This two is the gift of orientation, unity. It's all about synchronicity start to happen when you let go and surrender and just sit back in the limo and let the limo drive you where you need to go, right? Don't be fighting it. And fighting it is listening to the ego and listening to all those lies. Yeah. So all I see here is you running from like everything you've ever wanted. That's what you're running from. Do you see how insane it is to listen to the ego? Yeah. Everything's looking good for Capricorn. And then let's just do a quick card here. Doesn't Capricorn need some good news, right? Capricorn rising sun and moon, because they've been so under it since 2008. Okay. Where's the Capricorn? Yeah, it's that one there. Truth. Truth. Yeah. So truth. So truth isn't something you figure out in your head, right? It's not about this at all. Truth is about this. It's about frequency. That's what truth is. It's frequency. So this is telling me to be your authentic self, which is not the runner. You're not the runner. This is your ego. This is listening. When you're running from relationships, you're listening to the ego. That's what's getting you running, right? With his lies. And the lies are all about keeping you from this, right? This fear of intimacy. It's about going back to your childhood, going to the past and just feeling all that stuff, right? Yeah. And that's the truth. And that's when you're in truth. This capital T truth, frequency of truth. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome for the Capricorns. Good news for the Capricorns. It's about time. Okay. Where are we now? Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon are rising. It's taking place in the 4th house. 1, 2, 3. So you want to listen to the collective too? Aquarius. This is all about your mother. Feeling lost. Around home, like feeling lost that you don't have a home. Aquarius, you don't really belong anywhere. Aquarius can feel like this anyway because they're actually, Uranus rules their sign, right? They're all about future oriented. Aquarius, feeling lost in home, a sense of belonging, not having a sense of belonging, maybe feeling like an outsider. What's the card for Aquarius here? That one here. Okay. So you got the competition card. And this is like competition is a lack of bonding in your family. That's the origins of it. Your family not feeling bonded in your family, like you got to compete in your family. You got to compete for love. This is the ego. The ego rules our family too, right? They've gone through the same conditioning pattern as we, our parents and our grandparents. So feeling like you got to compete for love, right? This is about fourth house is about your emotional body, right? Wanting that emotional sense of emotional belonging. Because that's what's holding us all together, you know, are our emotions as a humanity. It's wanting to feel that give and take. So that's where I would go, is to look at like anything from the childhood that needs to be, right? Go back to your childhood with the fourth house. And it will be illuminated. I don't think we're not going to have to make a ton of effort. I think it's going to be right there in our face, this conjunction. So you can really get your Aquarius, your emotions stirred up this weekend for this conjunction. But it's all about getting you to the right place, right? The right home. Okay, what do we got for Aquarius? Oh, yeah. We gotta wait for the jumpers. Maybe you didn't feel bonded to your mother. That can affect you too, right? Because the mother gives us our sense of identity. But she also is like the welcome wagon, right? When we come into the earth plane. And if we don't bond with our mother, we always feel insecure. We never feel secure. There can be this lack of security, Aquarius, that you can be feeling. Okay. So you got the Three of Wands and the Knight of Earth. The Knight of Earth, she's holding the pentacle. So this is about Aquarius. It's about getting yourself organized around your home, getting responsible, maybe getting more supportive, especially if you live with other people. Like in the material sense, it's saying to like focus on your material sense. And then the Three of Wands is about expanding your vision. So to me, this is what's been holding you back, actually. That's what I see, Aquarius. Is that this emotional wounding from your childhood is keeping you from expanding your vision, because that's what the Three of Wands is about. And it's also about your prosperity. This is about doing the work, right? Doing your work. Yeah. And then feeling that you got to compete and hustle with everybody. This is coming from your childhood, right? So there's where the block is your childhood stuff. And then break you out of this paradigm of competition. It's the Piscean age. We have to be cooperative now, right? For the Aquarian age, it's about cooperation. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. The good card is this one. Dark of the Soul. Okay, that's this one. For Aquarius. And then you're gonna have your sense of home. Right? Uranus is all about the future. It's like seeing into the future. That's Aquarius. It's about being unusual. Right? Okay, what do we got for Aquarius? What do we got for the Aquarius? What do we got for the Aquarius here? Okay. Let's recognize the other person as you. So just because it's in the fourth house, I would go to your mother, right, and your family, or anybody that you feel that you're in competition with, and do that mirror work, which is like whatever's coming out of your mouth about that other person, bring it back to yourself. So all it takes sometimes is just that kind of awareness, that light of awareness, to bring it back to yourself. Because whatever we see in others, we only see ourselves in others, is basically what I'm trying to say. Is to look at it that way. But this is coming from your childhood. Especially when we're compared as children. Well, why can't you be more like your sister? Why can't you be more like your brother? or Johnny down the street, you know? It keeps you away from your authenticity. Okay. There we go. But it's blocking you from your vision. Your vision's coming for this conjunction. That's what I see. And it's going to give you that sense of stability and home and belonging, right? This is unity, the gift of unity. And it's going to orient you to where you're going, right? Because the opposite side of the street is your 10th house, your soul purpose, your vocation. Okay, so let's finish it off with Pisces. Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, happening in the 3rd house. In the 3rd house. So could be siblings. This gift of law. Maybe you're seeing your siblings as lost, or maybe they see you as a lost soul. When is she ever going to grow up? Right? When is she ever going to do what she's supposed to do? She hasn't found her purpose yet. Your siblings could be judging you like that. Feeling like you don't belong with your siblings. Like, I don't know. I feel like I was adopted. You know? I'm not like my other sisters or brother. Not like my brother. And it's also about your thinking, right? It's the third house is thinking, how you're thinking. You may have thoughts like that, right? Going over and over and over and over and over and over. You're lost. There's something wrong with you. You need to find your way in life, right? When are you going to... And the thing is now, I mean, we're all late bloomers, right? We're late bloomers. Some people bloom when they're in their high school years. They're 17, 18. That's the tip. That's the pinnacle. That's their glory days. And other people, it takes longer to bloom, you know? So you can't be listening to that. Remember, there's no such thing as lost. It's like the wave, right? The wave's not hitchhiking on the highway. The wave's always connected to the ocean. So wherever you are in your life, wherever you are in your life, you're supposed to be there. There's no mistakes. Maybe it's not where you're supposed to end up, right? But you're supposed to be there. So this is commitment, Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. You got the commitment card. You got the commitment card. So to me, that's about committing to where you are right now. Committing to the present moment and trusting I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. Even though maybe you have a sense of knowingness, like deep inside, well, I want to be over here. I want to be with this person. This is my life. It's over there. You can have that knowingness. That's happened to me before. But life has you still in this situation for a reason. Just don't listen to the ego that says, that wants you to just go belly up and this is the way it's always going to be, This is going to be forever. Don't listen to that either. Or that's also the shadow of loss. That sometimes we have these karmic situations that we got to be present for. We got to just pay our karma and then we're ready. We're going to be moving on when the limo's ready. When the limo's driving you away, that's when you know you're done with the karma. Until then, you can't make that limo move. You know what I mean? Because you're not the driver. Yeah. So to me, it's about just committing to the present moment, and that's going to make things go faster, right? Movement faster for you. The resistance is just going to slow it down and delay it. Okay, let's see what we got. What's the conspiracy here? What's the ego conspiracy for Pisces? Please tell me what the ego conspiracy for Pisces is, please. That one. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go with that because you got two really good cards. So I'm going to go with that with Pisces. So it's saying be present. It echoes my message here. It's to be present with wherever you are in your life. Not to resist, not to go into fantasy, because Pisces can do that. Pisces can go into fantasy. You know? It's like to be fully in your body. I'm going to be fully present with this experience no matter how uncomfortable it is. I'm going to be present. That's the only thing that's real, is the present moment. Okay, let's see what the card is for Pisces. What's the card for Pisces? What's the card for Pisces here? The card is for Pisces. Pisces. So to me, it's about your thinking, to elevate your thinking to more this orientation, gift of orientation and unity. Right? The thing with that, the gift of the two and orientation and unity is like you're destined to travel down a certain road, to trust that this is the road you're supposed to be on. For some reason, you may not understand it now, but you may or may not in the future, right? While you're on that road. Okay. What do we got for Pisces? Nice card for Pisces. That one just like leapt out of the deck here. Justice. Justice. So this is karma, Pisces. This is totally karma. Yeah. So it's just about and this could be a marriage, some kind of contract that you have with somebody, because it's the law. It could be like the legal system here on the earth plane. Yeah. Is to commit to your karma, whatever your karma is, right? Know that everything's coming into balance. That's what I'm trying to say with Pisces, with this conjunction in the two. You're going to be like released, right? Limo's going to be driving away for the conjunction, taking you where you're going to be going next. Yeah. So some kind of legal agreement that you have with someone, some contract you have with a person. Could be marriage too, Justice. But something is coming into balance, and some karma is being paid right now. Yeah. And what was I going to say about that? So it's just about changing your thinking. That's what I say. Changing your thinking about it, committing to it, to the experience. You're just having a human experience. It's not forever. Every experience has a beginning and an end, right? There's an expiry date. So committing to the present moment, that's what this is saying. Committing to the moment, right? I've had my last JLB was like this, right? I had been committed to my spiritual journey for two years then, and I could see where this was ending, this experience was ending, but I knew that I was going to be going over there, which I did. Eventually, I was going over there, down that road, right, through the portal. I went through my portal, and you'll go through your portal. So maybe you can see it, like you can see the portal, right? But you're still here in the present moment with this karma that you're paying off, right? But so I could see it, but the frustration was like, I'm not there yet. Like life wasn't ready to release me yet, from that. And I had no control over it. And what I did was I just surrendered. That's what I did. It's like, I know I'm going over there and this is not comfortable, but I'm just going to surrender and I'm going to be present with this. And I'm going to take the high road. And that was my prayer. It's like, let me leave this place with my dignity intact, which means I'm going to look in the mirror and say to myself, you know what? I did the best I could. under that circumstances, because I was paying, when you're paying karma, it's not pretty, you know. You don't know what you did to those people in your past lives, right? They could be like so like cruel and projecting stuff on you, and that's when you got to smile and just say, I'm paying off my karma, and don't not react to it, right? So that was my prayer. And when I left that place, I thought I felt like they gave me my belt and my shoes and $10, right? And that's what it felt like when I left that place. But it's like, oh, I did really, really well. I was so proud of myself that I really took the high road, and there were so many opportunities to lash out, you know, and go into victim. So that's what I would say to you, Pisces, is just commit to be present, right? That this experience is going to end for you, and to change your thinking, right? Shift your perspective and the way that you're thinking about your experience right now. Okay. That's good. That's good for Pisces. And let's see here. Okay. I'll read those again. Okay. Yeah, it's good. Jen Goodwin, just before we part ways here, Jen Goodwin said, hearing about Cap really hits home for me too. This thing is, we have all the signs in us, you know. These are just 12 slices of the consciousness. It's all the stuff's going on in the consciousness, you know. And it's a good idea to listen to, I know it's asking a lot to listen to a 3-hour webinar, but you're going to really learn, right? You're going to learn about other people in your life too, and learn other things too through these live streams. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how we can switch, Romy? I'm a Capricorn. I'm more Capricorn than Pisces now in my 60s. Yeah. I'm 25 degrees Taurus, so sometimes I feel more like a Gemini, you know, than a Taurus sometimes. But I got all the fire energy too with the double Leo, so kind of offsets the bull in me. Okay. So, yeah, just really take good care of yourself as the weekend approaches. I mean, I'm really feeling the energy. If you're feeling fatigued, because the thing is, we're getting these energetic downloads, like this evolution of humanity is a real thing. So we're getting we're getting, you know, in our sleep and stuff, all the crazy dreams I've been having, that we're getting upgraded. It's like we're getting an upgrade, right? To 2.0, 3.0, and our body has to catch up with that. So that can be the fatigue, right? There can be this fatigue and rest, and it's just go with the energy. That's what I'm saying. That everything gets done. Don't listen to the mind and the ego. Well, if I rest and take a nap today, then nothing's going to get done. Things get done. The energy's there when it's needed. This is what we have to trust in the Aquarian age, is to really get in touch with our frequency and in touch with the energy and frequency, not our minds. That's not how to navigate life right now, right? It's through like really getting in touch with my own frequency and where is the energy now, right? This is what's going to save us, right? And get us not just saved and survive these times, but actually thrive them. Okay? So the next one will probably be on Saturday, and it will be more focused on the human design types. There seems to be an interest, so if there's an interest, I'm there. Okay? So have a great day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Okay. I'll see you soon. Sat Nam Aloha.